Hello and welcome to T-10 Neopets. Today we're going to be talking about Neocash and Neocash trading. The first question that we should probably start with is, what exactly is Neocash? Neocash is a system where you can spend real-life money to get money that you can spend in the game for wearables. These don't affect actual gameplay, it's just like things that you can put on your pets. And it provides a lot of different alternatives for clothing that might be hard to replicate with Neopoint only customizations. It is not transferable through regular trades like on the trading post, and there is a complex system for people to trade for items that may not be in the store anymore. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what are caps? And also, what is the difference between a gift box and a GBC? Caps are basically these boxes, and each box that you open gives you several gift boxes and also items. Sometimes they even give you bonus items. The difference between a gift box and a GBC, this one on the left is the box that comes out of it. Usually they'll end up looking like this. They're basic gift boxes, but this is like a special kind, and it functions the same way. So you can put one item in it and send it to another user. Compare that to gift box capsules, GBCs. They are boxes that will give you other things. So for example, if you open a GBC, you may get several gift boxes, no less than 2, but no more than 5. And it will also give you a wearable item. So that's the difference between the two different kinds of boxes. But there's something called cap values, which means since these are necessary to send items to any user, each item is measured in a cap value. And this can be seen through guide sites like Neocash value guides. I am currently on a page called SAPHRONN. That's the pet page name, Saffron. But there's many different Neocash value guides out there. And if you look through a couple of examples, they'll show usually items that are buyable or are in the store or are easily tradable are 1 to 2, and other items that are more expensive can be worth many GBCs, but usually they're not traded for GBCs, they're traded for other desirable items. And a lot of these guides are really helpful because they're sorted by name, and then it tells you all of the items and what they're worth, so you can expect to trade items of similar values for each other. The next thing that we're going to talk about is looking for trades. So you see an item that you really like, you just are aching for it, but it's not in the store because it's retired, it's not in the Neopets mall. So what do? Well, you have to look for a trade for it, and there's many different ways that you can do this. There is a customization chat on Neopets. Here it is. It's a board called customization. The way you get to it is you go to community and Neoboards, and there will be a customization one, and you can get into it, make a post here, and ask for items. Usually you link your trade list and your wish list, and you tell them what item you want and what you're willing to give up for it. You do something similar through Neo mailing. If you see someone that has an item that you want that's up for trade, if you send them a polite Neo mail that says, I'm interested in this item and here's what I have to offer, can you look at it and see if we can reach a deal? And usually the more active members will respond quickly, and you can reach some sort of trade agreement in a reasonable time, unless you're looking for an item that has a very high cap value. That it might be more difficult to trade for items like that. Another thing that you can do is that at the moment, there are daily trade boards on the r/Neopets subreddit, and they look something like this. And if you look for Neocash trading, seeking and offering, then it offers something similar in which people can see what people want and what they can get for it. Another thing to talk about is item lending. So there's something called dyeworks, and it basically takes an item and changes it into different colors. Not all items can do this, but some items can. So for example, let's look at the sparkling fairy wings. If you type it into here, you'll see that dyeworks actually has done several different color renditions of these fairy wings. And so while the owner might be attached to the original and not want to trade it, it's possible that they will lend you the item for a day or two so you can dye the original item different colors. This does not destroy the original item, but rather it gives you one of several colors, which it's random, I believe. And then after that, you send the item back to the user and the lend is complete. So not all trades are item for item or GBC for item. Sometimes you just borrow the item for a period of time and you give it back to the original user. The way that you can find out who is doing stuff like that is just look at the users that have the item up for trade, and if it's a popular item, I just clicked on a random name. So see, for example, here, this user is lending a bunch of items for dyeworks, but she's not necessarily trading them away. So that's something to pay attention to, and if you want a color variant of the item, then you should just let them know, and either they'll dye it for you and send you the dyed item, or you rent the item essentially. Now let's talk about limited edition items. So there's many different limited edition items. Some of them come through GBC capsules. Others are monthly collectibles. So for example, we currently have a pair of contact lenses here, Chadley's Collector's Contacts, and they're only available through the month of March. So after March of 2015, if you're viewing this video at a later date, these will no longer be available. And so that makes it more attractive to people who potentially want to purchase the item. Another thing to pay attention to is premium bonus items. These are awarded to all premium users on a certain day of the month, and you can only get it through there. And so if you want an item that comes out from there and you're not a premium user, you'll have to trade for it, unfortunately. But since they give it to all premium users, it's usually not impossible to do so. Finally, to wrap it up, we're going to talk about future fashions and stuff like that. These are a little bit advanced for people who are new to Neocash trading, but it's essentially where somebody spends an ungodly amount of money on Neocash, and so they are able to get previews essentially of items that will be coming out in the next couple days. One more thing I want to add about searching for items that you want to trade for on Dress to Impress and other websites like that. Users will often have rules or things that they want to say before you start trading. And so, for example, some people might not be trading, or they would only be trading for certain items. So it's important to read that stuff before you neo-mail them about their items. Also, their items might be not up for trade at all, or highlights, or hard to part with, which would be items that would not be traded for purchasable items and other such things. They may be asking for customs or for particular items that are also retired, and so you have to pay attention to that stuff. Also, if their items are on side accounts like these four, then they might require boxes to trade, so that's also something to watch out for. So that about wraps up the basics of Neocash trading. I hope that you found this guide informative. Neocash trading is really nuanced, but if you have any questions, you should ask the people of r/neo subreddit or the forums on Neopets, and I'm sure that they would give you a helping hand. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.